There are about 450 players in the whole NBA, and many fans believe this is the most talented the league has ever been right now. But today, we're going to look at some players not in the NBA because they're banned or think they're being blackballed from the league. First up, we got Tyreke Evans, whose career started off strong in 2010 after he won Rookie of the Year, and in his 10-year NBA career, he averaged 15.7 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game. At the end of the 2018-2019 NBA season, on May 17, 2019, Evans was found violating the anti-drug program by the league and was dismissed and disqualified by the NBA. Evans' ban from the NBA has lasted almost 3 years, and he hasn't returned to the league, so that ban pretty much ended the career of Tyreke, who had carved out a solid role in the NBA. Another player who got banned for some of the same problems was O.J. Mayo. O.J. Mayo was regarded as one of the best prospects in the 2008 draft, where he ended up getting drafted third. Mayo averaged 15.2 points per game over the next 4 years with the Memphis Grizzlies. He then went on to play for the Mavericks for one season, where he averaged 15.3 points a game while shooting 40% from three. And then he played for the Milwaukee Bucks for the next 3 years, averaging 10 points a game until 2016, when O.J. Mayo violated an anti-drug policy and was indefinitely suspended from the NBA, with the option to apply for reinstatement after 2 years. Mayo's been out of the league ever since the 2015-2016 season, and he's continued playing basketball overseas, and it looks like his time in the NBA has come to an end after having a 2-year suspension in the middle of his career. The third player on this list is one many NBA fans believe is being blackballed by the NBA, DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus most recently averaged 8 points and 5 rebounds while playing for the Denver Nuggets last year in only 13 minutes a game, so he's definitely a top 450 player in the league. And most recently, DeMarcus Cousins called Warriors GM Bob Myers and asked him, "Why am I not in the NBA?" And Bob Myers said, "You want that answer? Because people are afraid of how you're going to act." Now, DeMarcus Cousins does have 143 technicals throughout his career, but he showed over the past 2 seasons that he's able to play solid backup center minutes and that he can still be a very useful role player in the NBA. Sadly for DeMarcus Cousins, it seems as if there's a narrative throughout NBA owners that DeMarcus Cousins is a danger or hard to be trusted in a locker room, even though he showed that over the past 2 years. But once things like that start being said, it's hard for a GM to take that risk. Next up is also a former NBA star who now mostly plays as a backup center, Dwight Howard. Dwight was the #1 pick in the 2004 draft, and he had a great career with the Orlando Magic, earning him 8 NBA All-Star performances and 3 NBA Defensive Players of the Year awards. Over the years, Dwight Howard has slowly declined, and although he's not the NBA player he once was, he's still shown he can be a good NBA role player, most recently with the Lakers, where he averaged about 7 points and 7 rebounds with the Lakers as their backup center, and even helped them win a championship in 2019. The Lakers most recently decided to not resign Howard after the 2021 season, and the whole situation with him not being signed has been a little weird. When someone asked Dwight Howard why he wasn't in the NBA, he said, "The Lakers won't give anyone over 30 a contract." But then, they traded for 34-year-old Patrick Beverley, which makes you think there might be another reason. In another interview, Dwight Howard also said, no teams want to allow him to play. Since not getting re-signed, Dwight Howard most recently signed with a team in China and dropped 38 points, 25 rebounds, and 9 assists, which shows that he can most definitely still be a solid player for some team. Dwight has been labeled as selfish at points in his career, but as he's gotten older, I definitely think he's changed. But maybe some teams still think he's not worth the locker room trouble, or maybe his argument last year with Anthony Davis on the Lakers scared teams away. Either way, I'm not exactly sure why Dwight Howard isn't signed, but it seems as if general managers are all kind of against Dwight Howard. Even though he has shown talent, is definitely not the reason he's not in the league, since he's definitely a top 450 player, which is why many fans believe he's being blacklisted from the league. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and comment what you think about some of these players who've been banned, or who people think are being blackballed from the NBA.